Easter, so I thought I'd just wake up here before everyone else and just say, how's it going? Do another live stream, see how long we can get this one to last. My apologies. Yesterday we did one and it got interrupted. Darn it. So I'm glad to be back here to kind of wrap things up. Not too long today, maybe a half hour, and just talk about code and talk about whatever you guys have. And yeah, maybe some Easter stuff. Looking pretty good outside. The Easter festivities will begin for us in about, I'd say about half hour. That's why I can't have a long live stream today. But, you know, trying to stay as consistent as possible. Tomorrow, there's actually going to be a two-part video coming out on Dylan Israel's channel where I interview Dolan, the Wix developer. Definitely check it out. It's pretty fun. A lot different than what we normally do. So there's that. I don't know if I told you that in the last live stream if you're watching this at a later date. Trying to understand the YouTube algorithm, you know, that's always a challenge. Trying to think what is my next best type of content. I really want to get these React portfolio vids out. So I got maybe 2 or 3 left, I would say. Maybe 2 or 3 left to do, and then move on to something else. Maybe algorithms or something more like React. I don't know. I really like the traditional web development because it's easier to hook up design and stuff with that. But you know, React is hot. React is where it's at right now. So maybe some more React. And it's, you know, always trying to think where are you most passionate. I just got done with a Pluralsight course actually that talks about being passionate and what's the word? Claiming personal bankruptcy on some of these technologies. And I've thought about that a lot too. Do I look into Angular? Do I look into C# or something like that? And I've declared for now that that's not on the radar. So, you know, leave it be as it is, and then do what you like, because it always helps. It helps bring those skills into whatever you do. Like for me at work, I use a lot of React style components with ASP, and it works great because it's easier to simplify the code. And same thing with Sass. I always knew about imports and stuff, but until I started learning React, I didn't really use it that much. I didn't really use the imports how you could, you know, breaking up files and folders, and that's always been, or that has been a huge help, a huge success for me. Let's see, what else should we talk about while we're here? Seems like everyone is either asleep or with their families on Easter. Who would have thought, you know? Who would have thought? But anyway, we'll keep going here for about 15 minutes if I don't get anyone. Too bad. I want to know about you guys. If you're watching this at a later time, tell me what you are looking for. I know I do this almost every single live stream, but tell me what you're looking for in the channel. Hey, got one watcher. All right, just 3 minutes in. Not too bad. Basically, just to catch up to speed, I was talking about how sometimes you have to declare personal bankruptcy on some of these things, right? On some of these technologies where I want to do everything. I want to do Angular, but it's going to take too much time. So really focusing on, hey, Murad, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Thanks for sticking around on Easter. What was I talking about? Sorry. What's up with you, man? Let me know. Yeah, so it's Easter Sunday. I got this nice lit window right by the with the sun coming out this way, so it gives you pretty good lighting. Yeah, I just want to see what's going on with everyone else, and just say, hey, you know, you got the Easter festivities, and talk and answer questions, even though it's Easter. I want to try to stay consistent and do as many live streams as I can, just to make sure you guys know that I'm still here, still doing things. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get a video out on the React portfolio. Still working on it, but it is coming along. And I've just kind of broken it up into chunks. Like you've seen through the videos, it's definitely a lot different than what I've normally seen. And so, could it be done by now? Yeah, but I want to really think about it and how I present it to you guys. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just chilling, waiting for some more people to come in and hang out with us. So what have you been up to what have you been up to, what is it, Murad? I don't think I've seen you here before, so let me know where you're coming in from. So, what is it, 5 minutes? Ooh, tough crowd. Tough crowd. 5 minutes, only one person here. That's all right. You can't always be on the top, right? You can't always have like a whole bunch of visitors on the live stream. Morocco. All right, Morocco. That's a little bit far. So it's probably almost what, like, if it's like 7 here, it's almost 7 there. Is that correct? No, it's a little bit before that, like 5, 4, sometime over there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed your Easter, or yeah, hope you enjoyed your Easter there. If you celebrate, if not, that's totally fine. No big deal. Here in the States, we celebrate Easter, and it's a big deal. So I got to kind of remember to keep my international audience in mind, because only 44% or less, actually, of my audience is American or like North American. So Murad, what type of projects are you working on, or how'd you get to this channel? Let me know. While we wait, I guess I could share with you the type of day it is. There's the husky, my brother's husky, brother and sister-in-law's husky, actually. This is what Idaho looks like. kind of drab with the clouds. So yeah, not much going on. Tell you what, if we only have like one viewer for the next 7 minutes, we will have to cut this. You want to learn web dev, Murad? Okay, so Treehouse is the best place that I found to get started. But there's a bunch of books out there. HTML, CSS by John Duckett. They're getting a little bit dated now. Another place to go is Udemy. Colt Steel. I've never taken the course, but I've heard so many people talk about it that it's up there. The Colt Steel Web Developer course. So you might want to check that one out as well. What made you want to do web dev? I'm wondering. Wondering what to say while I wait for you to fill in the chat there. Well, what else could we talk about till then? I don't know. IDEs. My favorite Pluralsight courses. I'm currently watching a few Pluralsight. You want how to get the first job, please? Well, hey, it's you and me. I will gladly let you know. The way that I got my first job is I started studying at my current job, right? I started studying while I was there on my free time after work, learning as much as I could about web development. And then I had to make a jump. I'm not saying you had to do this, but I had to make the jump of whether am I going to study this seriously or put it away. I decided to go seriously with studying web development, and I took like 5 months to finish, to just study, and then I got the Udacity Nano degree. Then I found after I finished the Nano degree, I learned a lot more about design, because you kind of had to do it all in this area, and I found a job as a social media manager, and they did some WordPress, so I kind of made my way in there, kind of a little bit, forced my way in there, and then I got the job that I have now, which is where I'm a web developer. Also, think about doing freelance stuff if you can, maybe redoing someone's website, or just doing a website for a local business, family business, something like that. That can usually help. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining us today. We're just having a Easter chat. It is 90 degrees outside. Just joking. April Fools. It's pretty cold here. even during the springtime, because we're so far north. So there you go. That's what it looks like outside. Beautiful, I know. Beautiful. I could probably take you outside if you guys wanted to go check it out, but you'll have to let me know, because we are at my parents' house. I don't know how they'd feel about being on a live stream. They might not like it. Oh yeah, now we're getting some people in here. Hey, thanks for coming, guys. If you, what am I looking here for? I'm looking for some shoes, but I don't have any. What's up, Corey? Just talking about the web developer stuff, talking about what's going on. You know, the usual. Not just sharing what it looks like here in Idaho at my parents' house. It's very, yeah, my parents have very bland rooms. So here's outside. It's a little bit cold here, a little bit drab. And there's my brother and sister-in-law's husky. So it's a husky. Huh, Kato. You want to check him out? I'll share Corey while we're here, just kind of hanging out. Sorry about the live stream last night, Corey. It just got cut off by the Wi-Fi. Couldn't put it up again. Yeah, he's a. Oh, that's not a good angle. He's a pretty good dog. So yeah, just hanging out, getting ready to do some family stuff in code. So my dad's gonna watch my son, and I'm gonna be able to code for as long as I can, because I didn't get a video out on the React portfolio, which is sad. So, so I guess I'll have to definitely put in double time. No one, at least to my knowledge, they probably do, to be honest. Like, they probably at least, I know my dad has watched a few of my videos, but not really. Like, it's not anything that we really talk about. My sister's boyfriend is he's a developer around my age. I think he's 28 or something, and he does C#, a lot of the business application stuff. So sometimes I'll the only person I talk about it with is actually him. He's actually seen the new Dolan video that's coming out. So yeah, that's it. And no one else knows how to code or anything like that, so it's not really relatable for them. But whatevs. Morad says, what do you think about web dev future? It's going to be different. It's going to be more programmatic. Why does Dylan use the name Dolan? Dolan's an alter ego. So like the bad person. Dolan is the homie, Salsa says. Yes, Dolan is the homie, for sure. So Dolan basically is just the tool developer. You know, he only uses Wix because that's all he needs, to be honest, to make fully immersive web experiences. So he doesn't know HTML, he doesn't know none of that. He just knows Wix. So that's the whole Dolan thing, is basically the everything you shouldn't be developer. Hope that answers that question. The future of web dev is going to be a lot more app based. You're also going to see a lot more these content management systems, and you're going to have to do more and know more. What's up, Coding Connections? Hey, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you. You're really active right now, and I really appreciate that. Not just on my channel, but also on Dolan's channel and Dylan's channel. And yeah, it's great to see you guys here. Great to see you on Easter. What's everyone doing today? What's everyone got planned? So, I would think of an April Fool's joke, but I don't want to, because I don't want to say something that's going to make you guys tune out, like, oh, I lost my job. No, it's not that bad. No, I did. That's too cruel of a joke. My mind is turning with React Native. Yeah, man, that React Native is always on my mind. I was just talking about personal bankruptcy on some of these technologies. I want to learn React Native, but it's just on the back burner for now. Doing some animations, tight. But I'm looking for my shoes, but they're in the other room here. Darn. What's I trying to say? Yeah, trying to figure out what technologies to learn. I really want to know JavaScript. Pluralsight just had a course come out this month, I think on March 6th, called like JavaScript, the good parts and something else. I can't remember, so you might want to check that out. Skull Factor, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out with us. So I would definitely check out the Pluralsight for some of those. I'll look at it myself today if I have some time and let you guys know what I think, because I'll just watch it like like people watch TV and stuff. So Flutter is also an option for app dev. Never heard of it. Google just released it as a competitor to React Native. Of course they did. I've been pretty good at Skull Factor, just been doing the coding, doing the old family stuff. It's a little bit early. Festivities haven't begun yet. Just not a lot of videos on it. Well, now would be a great time to, to become a Flutter developer, maybe. If it's done by Google, you're going to have some relative success, in my opinion. Hey, they don't even have to use it, and it's like, oh, it's the best. Looking at you, Angular. Looking at you. Skull Factor says, oh, sorry about that. I had a question for you and such about you being a web developer on React. Ask away. That's what we're here for. Coding Connection says, just finished my 2-month JavaScript course an hour ago. Sheesh, that was an uphill climb. Tell me about it. And it's always like that, right? You're still probably like super confused. And the best way to do it is through algorithms, in my opinion. The best way to really learn after you've done something like that is algorithms, because they're simplified versions of what you're going to do in the real world, but they still require you to have the knowledge of JavaScript and all the gotchas and all the syntax and all that stuff. Saltitude, I'm working on a client website, tight. It's a cleaning website that has 10 pages of info, tight. Okay, I'm currently working on making it clean before testing. Very, very smart. Hopefully I was able to help you out with some of those things. About organizing and stuff, and in my next video on React, I'll show you how I kind of organize things beforehand given the design. But I haven't been able to work on it a ton this week, but I will for sure be working on it. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go grab my shoes here, see what everyone's up to. You can hear a rooster outside. That's where we live. Yes. What are you guys doing? Putting the controllers together? Hello, cat. Nope, nope, you gotta stay outside. Alright, sorry, just thought I'd go outside for a minute. Oh, that room is, like someone says, too white. We got these crazy dogs. Crazy dogs. Oh, my hand's in the way. The 2 dogs from the brother-in-law. Stop! Stop! So... just thought I'd share some life stuff. Let's see. What do we got for questions here? Happy Easter, everyone. God bless. Very nice. Happy Easter to you, Coding Connections. Oh, and still that client website. Nicole says, hi, Ricky. I have an interview scheduled for HTML, CSS internship. Let's see. Let's get closer to the internet here. You should prepare with HTML and CSS. There is a few videos out. I can't remember who it was. But YouTube those, you're going to want to know how to center like an element within a div, which is like, I think you set position absolute, then say top 50%, like left 50%, and then you translate that. Transform translate is one. But you're going to want to also know how to make it like a triangle. But there's a bunch of other things. I haven't had one myself, but the thing is you're going to really want to know about your layouts, like with margins and floats is what I think. Every place is different, though. Yeah, that dog. That's just how it talks. It's weird, you know. It sounds like really scary, but it's not. It's excited. So it just sounds mean all the time. HTML, no HTML5. Know some questions, because what they're gonna do actually, for the most part, Nicole, from what I've read and from what I've heard from other people, is they are going to look up the same questions that you're gonna look up a lot of the time. So you want to get to those answers. What's your favorite HTML5, element, and whatever pops up. That's what I would do. Skull Factor says, my question to you is, when you're working with React, I want to know, why did you do things a certain way? Maybe it might be about components or state life cycles or whatever your thought process. Well, the next video is going to be all about that. Components are great, and passing props is great. It depends on how complex you get, because if you have Redux, they're all in one state, but it takes so long to set up. And there was like an article like, oh, Redux is dead or something that came out a while ago, but I haven't kept up on it. So you never know. Saltitude says, hey, Ricky, what was one of your goals this year? The year's almost halfway done. Are you on track? My goal is to become a professional developer, like feel like one, and I really do. But to be more tangible, I want to be more in React. One of the other goals was to create a portfolio website with React. I'm on track, but I have a few more here. So, Skullful says, "Sorry, my phone cut out when you were asking my question. Sorry." Oh, it's okay. I don't know if it was your phone or mine because I went outside and it was kind of like a weak connection. I'm like right by the Wi-Fi here. When you're working with React, I want to know how you did things and maybe why it might be about components or state lifecycle. Yeah, so that's coming up on my next video with React, and it's going to be mostly about components, and then the next one will be about like life cycles and React Router and all that stuff. Not too many life cycles actually, because it's just a portfolio site, but it does help you get those basics in, passing props down, components, routing. So it's a small project, but it's also like a full stack project. It has a form and it sends things back. I think I might host I don't know if I can host like the server and the client at the same spot. Maybe I'll have to like separate them out, but we'll see, because that's part of the goal, right? That's part of the journey, is learning along the way, because there's just some things you can't learn very well unless you're actually doing the actual work, and you have to learn about the issues when you get into those issues. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you do like this content, of course, give me some of these, helps out the channel. And all these comments are great. They help spawn interaction, and they let YouTube know that hey, this is something that people are interacting with. So send this out. Sorry. Corey says, I wonder why not many developers do live streams of them coding. Because it's embarrassing. Like for me, it's just because the Wi-Fi is very slow at my house, but it's also, you got to be pretty pro to not look like an idiot. So think about that. A lot of people are self-conscious about their coding abilities, myself included, and to code on the fly while you're like live is super hard. I would probably like have it as far out as I could before doing that. But basically, people don't want to look stupid. That's what I think it is. Skull Factor. Yeah, I was just wondering why you do certain things when you're making your projects, like why you'd put the text in the left instead of the right side, and why did you do that? Yeah, like a lot of stuff like that. Like text to the left instead of the right. If you have left to right line, it could be because our eyes read left to right, right? But if you put it to the right, maybe you have a strong image and you want to pull the viewer's eye into the image and then put the text. That's a lot more design stuff, but definitely it's related. Stephen Grider has a few live streams of him coding. Yeah, Stephen Grider is super good though, right? I really like him. He goes 4 or 5 hours at a time. Yeah, I wish I could do that. I wish I could, man. But I got work and family stuff going on, so someday, right? And I did a couple of videos. The Dolan videos took actually longer than I thought, but they were well worth it. So trying to keep those priorities is always a struggle. So anyone got any plans for the weekend? Well, what's left of it?
Something from Starbucks.
Yeah, get me a cool lime refresher.
Cool lime.
Yeah.
Refresher.
Well, that's what happens when you do live streams, right? At your parents' house. Sorry, my dad just asked if I wanted something from Starbucks, but hey, that's what you get with live streams, right? Let's see here. Skull Factor says, How was your technical interview for your React job? Oh, it was I did a technical interview in React, and it was okay. I got through the project. I made it work, which was great. But I don't use React as much because I studied it a lot. But with this new series, I haven't coded in React a lot for a month or longer, which is stressful, to be honest. I've been doing a lot more design and stuff like that just because it's part of the series. Corey, I would, but I think he's gone, man. You should have spoke up. So it was all right. I mean, skillful actor. Sorry, I've been calling you the wrong thing. Was the project hard? The test they gave you, were you nervous? Always, man. Always nervous. Always a little bit stressed. Trying to understand, it was like a take-home challenge, and so that's a little bit stressful. But whenever you do a technical interview, it can be stressful. I remember one time I couldn't find there was one thing wrong with the code, one thing, and I couldn't find it. And all it was the $sign in jQuery. I was so embarrassed. But then they said, well, could you solve this a different way? And then I made a different way to address that problem, like from scratch. So I had to look for a couple syntax things, but other than that, you know, I was able to redeem myself. Salsa Dude, do you think if you do more React videos, projects, and examples, your channel might have an edge since you don't know many channels that post React videos and React is getting popular? Maybe, you know, like I'm not a pro at all at React, which is fine. Woo! Are we all okay? Sorry about that. Which is fine. What were we talking about? React. I'm not a pro at all, but I'm not a newbie either. I look more for that evergreen content now, which is like algorithms, clean code, UX, UI. But I do realize I need to buckle down on either React or something, and it's going to be React for me because I put so much time in there. Skillful Actor says, are all technical interviews for big companies complex, or maybe it depends on the person? I don't know. I've never been at a big company. I would assume most of them do have really rigorous technical interviews. Corey says, Udacity has their Intersect conference last Tuesday. They streamed it live on YouTube with a live chat feature enabled. Big mistake, tons of trolls. They eventually had to cut out the stream. You gotta learn, man. Everyone's gotta learn. So Udacity probably just learned a big lesson, and sometimes you can't learn it unless you actually do it. So, well, you know, what can you do? Like, I've done that a lot on this channel, and it's okay. Going back to Salsa Dude with React, maybe, but there is still a lot of React stuff done. I'm trying to find my niche, right? Online education, and then web developer stuff. Maybe it's more like how to become a self-educated web developer. Ryan Zhao, following you for more than 1 year. Thanks for your video. Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for following me, man. Hopefully you've seen a little bit of a change, a progression in the videos, maybe. Because before, like, when I first started, it was just like, well, I'll just share what I'm learning, and maybe that'll help someone else out. But now, like Salsa Dude was saying, React tutorials and stuff, I can do those because, one, I have the technical know-how as far as videos go. Two, I have the presentation skills, at least in my opinion. And three, the biggest issue is like having the technical skills on the web developer side. So if you guys think that, like, yeah, the next one, I just really want to do algorithms for some reason, because they're kind of confusing. They're really easy, quote unquote easy. They could be easier than people say, and I think I could bring a unique twist to that. Skillful Actor, any sources you know that helps with doing well on technical interviews? Yes, there are 2 Udemy courses, or 3 Udemy courses that I recommend. But the main one is Stephen Grider's technical interview on Udemy, but you should probably know how to develop, and you should probably have done a little bit of development if you're going to take that course. If not, there's another one by Scott or Eric Drob on Udemy about algorithms and data structures, and he had a new updated course come out too, which is fine. If you just know a little bit of JavaScript, you'll be fine, and that will help you out. The Romaine says, yeah, the React videos you did were awesome. I like the way you explain things. Sweet. Coding Connection says, do algorithms, please. For loops. We could do for loops right now. I should probably do live streams with some of these algorithms, to be honest. But I really want to make some. I want to make some really well designed or well produced videos on that. My pleasure, Skillful Actor, because they shouldn't be as hard as they make them out to me. And there's just some tricks that I've learned that, like, hey, why doesn't anyone else do this? Like, why don't we use this console log and like format our console logs to show us exactly what's going on? The Romaine says, by the way, should you include monetized microservices in your personal portfolio? Can you give me a little more detail on what you mean by monetized microservices? Like, what specifically do you mean? Ryan Zhao, how to make money from web dev? I had learned Django and React. Well, probably the easiest, quote-unquote easiest way is to, I wouldn't say it's easy, get a client. But there's a lot of things. You got to be able to solve problems. So if you're able to solve a problem for someone, whether it be like, oh, I need to track this or track these expenses or make a website to sell things, then that's how you get the client. It seems like if you know React, you know HTML, CSS, but you're going to want to know a lot of that. So yeah, go-to statements. Go-to statements. Tell me more about that. I probably said something that I say all the time. Let me know what my go-to statements are, Corey. Salted Dude says, I will totally watch them. JavaScript algorithms is something I like to work on. Yeah, they're really easy. Like I said, you feel accomplished because you can take that into work. I know a lot of people have said, oh, algorithms don't help. But for me, they totally did. They totally helped me out a lot. And when I had a technical interview about doing arrays, it totally helped me out because, and it's in a roundabout way. I was doing things for arrays before that. And it just so happened this question was about arrays, and I learned about arrays from the algorithms. Then I used it in actual work, and then they had it come up at an interview. Yeah, algorithms are necessary for making big money and passing technical interviews. See, we don't all agree, but that's all right. But for sure, I do agree with that statement. But I think it went farther for me than that because it just helped me learn so much more. I wish Dolan was here though, but you know we'll sell for the Dylan. Dylan, the Romaine. I meant web apps you created that you profit from, like Crypto App or HTML5. Yeah, you should definitely put those on your portfolio. Faux show. Go-to statements are the greatest innovation in programming history. Okay. Dylan woot woot. Dylan is in the house, and we're just hanging out. For those of you who don't know, it is Easter Sunday here. For those of you who celebrate, and I'm just at my parents' house in the old office, waiting for the festivities to begin. So I thought I'd just do a quick live stream here. That's why I got my nice shirt. Now I try to wear more of these shirts. Try to be more of an adult. Check out this computer. I think I've shown you guys before. It is this is my parents' computer. So yeah, AMD Phantom 2. It's very how you say classic. Let's just say that it's a classic computer. So yeah, things are good here. For those of you who want to know what Idaho looks like, I've shown everyone else, but I'll share it again. Here we go. This is the backyard at my parents'. Someday I'll have this backyard. But this is what Idaho looks like in summertime. Kind of drab, I know. Not summer, spring. Ryan Zhao says, I tried Upwork and Freelancer, couldn't get clients. Any tips on how to get clients? Yes. If you're able to, go local. You might have to even do a free project. I know everyone hates hearing that, Dylan. I hear you on that. But if you can't get anything, think of it as like another step in your education. Like, hey, I can put this on there. Your parents look like they need new fence for sure. Salted Dude, for sure. Oh, man. They're going to kill me if they watch this. Let's see here. What were the comments saying here? Oh yeah, local. Try to go local. Small businesses are always hurting for free or cheap work. You could just say, hey, you know, I'll make this for you if you just cover my costs. I'd love to do it. I need to add to my experience. Just be open and honest about it. So yeah. That's what I would do. Hope that helps. I did that with one client for freelance, for social media, and it helped me get my foot in the door for my social media / WordPress developer job. It wasn't Wix, unfortunately, but yeah, that helped out a ton. So yeah. What else? Oh, and if you guys are new and you like this content, be sure to subscribe. That's always helps me out. Always appreciate you guys commenting, subscribing, watching, of course. So yeah, wow, there are a lot of filters here on the YouTube thing. So we can have a dance party, bubbles. Yeah, look at that. Well, this feature is made for not for 30-year-olds. So Ryan says, I tried let's see. I tried. Let's see here. Sorry about the wait here. I tried local. Nobody's interested. Any remote client tips? I do not have remote client tips. I haven't done enough of remote clients. I did do one actually. No, I have done one. But I reached out to my Facebook network, and I just said, hey, you know, I'm looking for a side project. If anyone knows or anything like that, hit me up. They did. We met in person once. Never saw him again, but we talked over email and stuff, and it worked fine. So yeah, that was pretty great. I just built up like a blog and stuff. So that's what I would do if I were you. So yeah. What am I trying to say? Build up that personal brand and start as soon as possible, because it takes a long time to build up your personal brand. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to start until I'm ready, because it takes about the same amount of time. So what I did, because I heard this advice before, like building up your personal brand, I started making LinkedIn articles about what I was learning through Udacity. And, well, even before that, before I started that, I kind of warmed up with just whatever I knew, which was Microsoft Office, DJing and word of mouth, and studying something, how to learn anything. And just went over that. And then when I was confident, I started talking about what I was learning. And that helps a ton with clients. So start off as soon as possible. All right, we went out to the Asian Grand Buffet with the fam. Man, that sounds good to me. Happy Easter all. Yeah. I think we're going to do some stuff here. I'm not sure. I do not know. Corey says, Ryan, tell him that you are a professional. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing. If you are a professional, be professional. Hey, I'm a professional web developer, blah, blah, blah. Another thing is, like, when you have, like, that backlog of videos or blogs or something, you can be like, oh, yeah, I talked about it in this video. I can send you the link, you know? I can send you something. Or something like that gives you huge credibility, because you wrote that and you didn't write it just for them. You just had it, right? But if you can word it right or steer them in the right direction, then, you know, then you're doing something like that. Like with my first social media client, I said, oh, hey, you know, it'd be great if you did videos here. I've done videos before, and they got some stuff. I didn't say it that fast, but, ease them into it and said, here, you can see some. And yeah, okay, we'll let you do some. Boom. Got it. So if someone's thinking about design, you can say something like, yeah, you ever thought about doing design for this? Or this place is great, just walk in a few times, kind of warm them up, talk about design, talk about, their marketing, and it's like how long have they been in business and how great they are. And, some time later, just keep on coming in and asking a little bit of questions. Be like, I didn't mean, I should have told you guys before this or something. Like, I actually do website development, and I'm trying to add to my portfolio. I would love to do a project for you. That's what I would do if you were doing it local. But I know you're asking for online, so just do a bunch of LinkedIn articles or something like that, and then ask through the social media network, something like Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that. Ryan says, I'm doing Coursera specialization. What do you think about it? I've seen some Coursera courses, and I haven't gone through enough to really give you a solid opinion, but they kind of beat around the bush sometimes is what I feel like. It's like kind of going around the information in a roundabout way, much like college. It's kind of like we'll talk about a lot of theory, and there's a lot of fluff, and that's okay. Sometimes people need that. But I think it gets in the way. I think you could learn something better or something faster. So by going through a Udemy course or a Udacity course. Yeah, so I remember Dylan actually talked about this as well, about Western governors and how he felt that way. So, yeah. Ryan says, yeah, I think Udemy is more direct. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's just a better use of your time. So, that's my opinion. Well, let's see. We've been about 40 minutes in. I think people are starting to come in the door. So, I think it's about time to wrap this up. Let's go ahead and go for 5 more minutes. If you have any more questions, let me know, because I'm here to answer them for 5 more minutes. And if you haven't given me a like, I would appreciate it if you did. But, do whatever you feel like, bro. Ryan Zoo, but graphic design course over there was awesome. Yeah, graphic design does have a lot of theory in it, to be honest. And I've kind of noticed that too. Like, graphic design I've seen a lot of people come out of school with good graphic design. But for, web development stuff, it moves so fast. Right, graphic design, a lot of the principles, they are evergreen. They stay the same. So you're not gonna so when you go to college, they're still good because they're evergreen. Versus web development, not so good because they're changing all the time. So that's my opinion on that. But let me know if you have a differing opinion. It's all good, man. It's all good. By the way, if you haven't checked out Dylan's channel, definitely check him out. He has tons of topics, so I would check him out if I were you. Ryan says, do you think that web developers need to, do you think as a web developer I need to learn design? To some extent, I would definitely learn design. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you need to go create t-shirts and brochures and print, you know, but you should definitely know some design. You don't have to be like all about it. I was, and it definitely helped, but being aware of it, more like UX, but that's also design. A lot of people that do design go into UX. Learning about spacing and padding and all of that is what I would do. So, thanks. So, yeah, any more questions? Look at that. So awkward, like doing a live stream at your parents' house. But, well, if that is it, I think we will. I think this is a good place to call it quits. So thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys next week. Later.